All right, welcome back to MrJayDM, and in today's video we're going to work on the 98 Honda CRV, the RD1. This car will be my daughter's, so I am going to put the time and effort into making sure that it lasts and it runs for a long time. That way she doesn't have to worry about buying a car for quite a while. We still do need stuff for the red wagon. I've ordered some parts, and I need to get like the clips for the bumper filler to get the bumper on, and the AC compressor, and I guess that's pretty much it really, because she runs really good other than no AC and there's no bumper. There will be more content on the red wagon, just not right now. Right now we're going to focus on the RD1, the blue 98 CRV. Like I said, this will be my daughter's vehicle, so I'm going to put the time and effort into making sure everything is perfect. So what's wrong with it? You know what? I don't really know. I suspect it has a burnt valve and it leaks really bad around this area, so I'm guessing the oil pump seal is leaking, but again, I don't really know. But what we're going to do is we're going to extract this engine and the transmission, and this is an automatic, by the way. This engine will be rebuilt and used for the B20 VTEC swap for the red wagon. I've got a VTEC head over here. It's either this one or that one. One of them. One of them is the B20 head. One of them is a B16A2, I think, from an EM1. So that head will be on this engine once I rebuild it, and it will be put into the red wagon. That'll probably be a next year project. But for this we are going to take this B20 that I've completely stripped down. I painted it last year and I had it decked, and I think this head over here has been decked. Maybe. I think so. And so we're going to mate the head and the block together once I obviously rebuild new rings, new pistons, or new rings, new bearings, new oil pump, new everything. And then as far as the head, I have new valves. I'm going to use the old springs and new valve seals, and obviously new head gasket. And then I have sensors. New sensors, or the ones I don't have, I'm going to pull out of this engine. Now this engine does have the Skunk 2 intake manifold and the 70 millimeter throttle body. This will not be going on to this engine, or the engine that I put in there. I'm going to go back to the factory intake manifold, which is the big one. It's not the flat one because it's a 98. It's not a B20Z, it's a B20B. So it's all going to be factory, nothing aftermarket. We're going back with the factory airbox and all of that. I will probably be pulling the amp wire out and all that as well. As far as the interior, it does have the leather seats from the SE model. I found these on the marketplace, but they don't look very good. So that bottom section of the seat I'll probably replace, or just replace the seats altogether. I believe that seat is also not looking too good. And then as far as the center console, I have a radio for it, and the auto air, or not auto aircon, but the aircon I have, because I used to have the JDM auto aircon in here when this was my wife's car, but I removed that. I still have it somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but I'll probably be selling the auto aircon system. And then I also have the JDM clock and the red switch for the hazards that I'll probably be selling as well. I have most of everything I need here to rebuild the engine. We've got an oil pump here, or is this the timing set? This is the timing set. I think there's an oil pump in there too now. There's an oil pump somewhere, right there. New oil pump, plastic gauge, Head gasket, every gasket is in there. I got the whole gasket set. And so we got the rings, the bearings, the other bearings, the rod and whatever bearings, the I forget what you call these things, the thrust washers. We have it all, almost all of it. This car has 272,000 miles. She still runs though, but it's rough. It's really, really rough. And I was really shocked when I started it up that it just started right up for the most part. I mean, it did take me a couple cranks, but you know, these cars are super reliable. They're really hard to kill. And then another issue that is very common with these CRVs is the wiring in the door breaks, and so then your mirrors doesn't work, your power windows doesn't work, and so that wiring needs to be addressed. Now I do have the optional tweeters, which I'll probably remove and sell those. I have these two switches, which I had wired up to the JDM front brush guard, or whatever you want to call it. I had these wired up to the fog lights because I had all four, but these switches are no longer needed because we no longer have that brush guard. But now my daughter does not like the blue. I think it looks nice. I mean, up there could be painted, but I think it looks nice. There's a few scratches and dings, but it is whatever. And it does have the typical Honda rust. So I don't know if I'm going to address that or not. I might. But she wants to paint this with chalkboard paint. So it's going to be like a flat black. I'm going to put the original wheels on there because these, the Integra Type R's, I want to put on the red wagon. But of course I need to do a 5-lug swap on that, and I don't really know how difficult that's going to be. I know you need Integra Type R front, steering knuckles, and then the rear, I'm pretty sure that you can take the bearing from the first gen CRV, the bearing and hub, and bolt them directly to the RT rear trailing arms on the Civic wagon. But I don't know, it's untested, and I haven't found any video showing that it's possible. So that is a project all on its own, 5-lug swap. As far as the suspension goes, I've replaced the front and rear. It was like an all-in-one strut and spring, and then I've replaced the upper control arms with the upper ball joint. I've replaced the lower ball joint, and so all that should be good. I mean, I'm hoping it's good because I don't really want to mess with any of that. I've replaced the rear shocks and shock and spring, the gas strut and spring. I've replaced the rear lower control arm, and I don't know if it has adjustable rear upper control arms or not. I think it might, but we'll dig into the suspension once we get the engine out of this car. Now I do know that it does have an engine light, which is the O2 sensor, but it has no cat converter on it. The cat converter went bad, and I just cut it off and welded a pipe in there. But I do have the exhaust from our other CRV, and the cat on that one was good. So I think I'm going to pull the whole exhaust out, and because I know this exhaust might have some holes in it. I don't know, maybe. But I am going to put the cat from the other exhaust into this. That way there's no engine lights, and there shouldn't be any more problems with that. And as far as the wheels, I am putting the factory wheels back on. My daughter wants to paint them like a, I don't know, like a pink color. So we're going to paint them pink, and I'm going to put tires, like bigger tires on here. because she wants to look kind of like an off-road vehicle a little bit. And then I've also thought about buying like the generic front brush bar to put on the front with maybe some like a LED light bar. That way it just, you know, it looks a little bit more aggressive, especially with it being like a flat black. But that is basically everything we're going to do with this car. I can't really think of anything else. I mean, like I said, it is in pretty good shape. We really like this car. We love this car. My wife drove it for like 7 years until it finally took a dump. But you know, it's got its issues. It's got the rust, which I would really like to fix, but I don't know. Oh, and I did have the JDM wing on here, as you can see the sticker, because I found that. I thought this sticker was pretty cool, so I stuck it on there because the JDM ones have that. And I don't know, I might buy a aftermarket one because now they are being sold and they're so much cheaper than the actual real JDM ones. So I might put that back up there. My daughter hates all of the decals, so we will be removing those. Unfortunately, I would like to keep that, but who knows. The back seat leathers are in good shape. There's nothing wrong with them. They're still very soft and pliable. But I have used this car as a storage unit. There is my Megan Racing 3-core EF radiator that I'm thinking about using on the red wagon, but I don't know for sure. But this car just needs a few odds and ends. I mean, that's super squeaky. And I think that door panel over there is kind of falling apart. So I'll probably head to the junkyard, find the bottoms of the seats, or if there's leathers, I don't know. And I also have to put the center console back in because I did have the JDM center console and it mounts to the seat and not to the floor. But I will throw a picture up now of what it looked like with all the JDM items on it. And you know, we were really proud of it. It looked really good. We went to car shows and everybody really liked seeing it and all the JDM items that we had. We spent a fortune on all of them. We also had the Nerf bars. We had the two sides and the rear, but obviously I sold all that. I didn't really expect to fix this car. I expected to just sell it eventually. But you know, my daughter wants it, so what my daughter wants, my daughter gets, because she's spoiled and she's a brat. I mean, no, not really, kinda. But anyway, that is everything that's wrong with the 98 CRV. So in the next video, we will get started on her and get this project going. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all in the next video.